So, welcome to our first episode of What's Next in Cars. This is our new podcast that we'll be introducing, and we'll go through some news and also some topics we like to ramble about.
Exactly.
I'm here with my co-host Rob, and maybe good to say I'm Beau as well. But always important to introduce someone else first, so they don't think you have too big of an ego.
Thank you. That's kind of you. All right, but let's get right into it.
Yeah, let's begin with
the
news.
latest news we've seen and we've selected ourselves because we like some stuff. Big news is there's the return of the AMG V8.
Yes,
which is a big thing. Honestly, we were kind of hoping, waiting for it. We knew it was gonna come somehow because we've seen.
Yeah, I've had some sounds, especially from the CLE, that it would be a V8.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, how? At first, the rumors were like, oh, it's going to be a Mercedes V8. I was like, how are they going to use a Mercedes V8 in the AMG? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But yes, now we got
the final confirmation. Which is really cool in a world where normally everything is about downsizing the engines.
Yeah.
Now we're getting a bigger engine again in a smaller car.
Mm-hmm. Or hopefully smaller car.
Yeah, exactly. Which is really cool because honestly, a V8 is such a special thing, and as a petrolhead, it has always been a special thing.
Yeah.
But in Europe, big engines, they're all like a big cross over it, and it should be killed, and we shouldn't be seeing these kind of engines again in new cars.
Yeah.
So it's really, really cool that.
But maybe good to remember to people what is the cause for
the cost,
the reintroduction of the V8.
Probably because AMG first killed off the V8 in one of the most important cars, C63.
Mm-hmm.
They completely put it in the trash. Unfortunately, it was a
C63 four-cylinder hybrid.
Yeah, and we were all like, "What is this car?" But at Mercedes, they were really like convinced, like this is gonna sell well,
yes,
and this is
because
gonna work,
they said, oh, people will grow to it.
they don't want the big V8.
They want to buy Mercedes for technology.
Yeah, and I was like, maybe like
optimistic.
Yeah, maybe not straight away. So it's it's not a good thing that it's not selling because we're hoping that Mercedes will continue doing business.
To be fair, the sales they haven't been
terrible. Apparently terrible. They're throwing with C63s to your head because they can't sell the cars. First of all, it's just too expensive.
It's like I said, I talked to someone at Mercedes and I was like, does this thing actually sell well? Because I haven't seen any on the road. And he's like, well, there's your answer.
Yeah, they don't sell.
But as you said, it's too expensive because a normal M3 or an RS4 is around 100.
And under 100 even.
Or under 100, and I think the C63 it starts at around 130. But if once you're finished, it's 150.
It's expensive.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, normally that's like above the gap between the E63s and really. It's a small gap, huh?
There's no E63 at the moment,
for example,
so luckily for them.
For them 5 or something like that, it's a small gap, huh?
Yeah.
If you compare it to these cars. And indeed, an M3 Touring or just a regular M3 is much more appealing for a smaller price or budget. Mm-hmm. And you still have a 3.6 inline engine, which is also...
Or a V6, yeah.
Or a V6 with the Audi guys. So that's kind of a big thing, and of course the F1 tech, honestly, I don't question it because it's really cool.
No, it works very well.
Yeah, it's
just
cool.
By itself. The problem is together it doesn't work very well.
In a road car,
because the C43 has the same engine as the C63, and the engine works really well. It's maybe not the best suited car there.
Mm-hmm. But in general, the 4-cylinder 2-liter engine is crazy.
Because in the A45 it's fantastic, and I said in the C43 with the electronic turbocharger, because the turbocharger gets spun up, so you have zero anti.
It's always power.
Yeah, you have always boost essentially. Yeah, it works very well. But the thing with the C63 is, like, I kind of get the feeling that the four-cylinder and the electric motors, they don't really talk to each other. Because they'll do like, oh, I'll put some power, and then, oh, I'll put some power.
It's quite messy. Yeah. Because I remember we drove it, the new C63 SE Performance, and it felt fast, but it didn't feel like
that fast.
Indeed. And when you try to play a bit with the car, it's really messing up everything. It's like, where do I need to send power? And it's, again, all these systems that try to work together, but they don't get along that well, apparently.
Yeah.
And the car feels weird sometimes. And that's not what you want from a driver's car.
Yeah, because essentially I also had a similar experience with the S63. Is you put the pedal, you feel the power, and then suddenly you feel more power, like coming in, and it's a very weird feeling to have an extra 200 horsepower suddenly
like
push you.
Yeah, and it doesn't feel, again, that's spectacular somehow, which is kind of
the chassis is good. I really like the chassis.
Yeah, but you're not gonna buy a car because the chassis is good. It's the entire package that needs to.
But you're not going to buy a car for that much money with.
Exactly, and if you buy a car for that much money, you want a big engine, and just not cool tech inside of it.
Yeah.
But still,
because to be honest as well, like the tech. Okay, there's a lot of technology in the engine itself. Inside, it's also very good, but also the thing I hate, and I really dislike them for doing this, and I don't know how. Sorry, this is a big.
Now I'm really curious.
It comes from deep down. I don't know how IWC approved them to do a digital IWC watch, because now you have a digital IWC watch, but
it doesn't make any sense.
Why would you do that?
It was such a classy feature in these old AMGs.
Yeah, to have an actual IWC watch.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't get it. But that's
good point. Fair point. Honestly, that's a fair point. Yeah. Don't like it. It's the same with all the smartwatches. Do they have a smartwatch?
No, I don't have a smartwatch.
Okay, that's
really
like
weird.
Yeah, that is really weird. Yeah. So yeah, honestly, we're not surprised the C63, the brand new one, isn't selling that well. We were also just all expecting it, and we're glad Mercedes has accepted the fact that it just didn't sell, and they're refocusing on a brand new engine. It's gonna be really cool.
Unfortunately, V8.
That's gonna sound really.
So it's not a crossplane. It's so it'll be very interesting to see, because
it's gonna be a very particular sound.
Yeah.
And not the AMG sounds we know, but still V8. That's already a good thing. So pretty curious to see that.
Should be high revving then.
Yeah. Might not be the muscle sound that we've seen over the years.
But yeah.
Okay.
Let's wait and hear.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we won't see it in C-Class because that car was produced or developed as
a four-cylinder
car. So we'll see it in, I don't know, CLE.
CLE
will be the first
for
one,
sure.
New E-Class.
E-Class probably as well.
So that's gonna be pretty cool to have an E-Class with a V8 still. And then I guess.
We'll see.
I guess we'll have to see.
Maybe in the next C-Class again, but that's a long way down.
That's a long way. Yeah, indeed. Yeah, because this car is out for 3 years now.
Yeah, something like
that. Huh? So facelift might be approaching, but yeah, let's see. Because I apparently even heard they will kill it.
Just the C63 itself.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, if you can put resources and production somewhere else.
Yeah, that's the thing. Because if it's not bringing any money, it's a pretty sad thing. And the funny thing is, when I drove that brand new C63, that was the moment I knew I want one, but an old one. Because the old ones, they're just the V8s, doesn't matter if it's a 6.2 or a 4 liter. They're so special itself because it's such a small car with such a big engine.
Yeah.
And it has so much charm in it that you're like, I really want one, because it's the entire AMG history. You feel like it's like
Yeah.
it's been all around V8, you know, and
Just
And-
big engines in general.
yeah, exactly.
Because we also had the V12, the 7.3 liter.
Super crazy. Yeah, that's really cool. That were really cool cars too. But with this, it didn't work.
No.
Telling like, I want a 63. Which one? I had the four cylinder one. Yeah, it's
Yes, sometimes it's not particularly Mercedes, but companies are really struggling to understand what
the customer wants.
the customer wants these days.
Yeah, it's a difficult one, I think, because it was also they think customers are in for the tech, but they're not.
Yeah, but like
maybe in the Tesla.
how hard can it be to make a poll to your customers like, hey,
Yeah, what do you want?
in 5 years we're making this new thing. Would
Yeah.
you like it to have this?
I remember this. It's completely off topic, but I got that kind of email once from Alpina,
See,
and they send it out to every other customer, and they were just asking, and it was more about the electrification hybrid stuff, because BMW was really switching
yeah,
the game they were going after, like a lot of hybrid, and Alpina was like, what do our customers want? You know, do they want an electric? I don't know, a BMW Alpina. Do they want a plug-in hybrid Alpina? So they send this out, and just to get as much information as possible from the customers, because at the end of the day, it's these people who buy these cars. So if you make something stupid, then nobody's gonna buy it. And that's exactly what happened here
unfortunately.
with Mercedes. Yeah, it's kind of a sad thing, because the car still looks great.
It's a very good
Design-wise, interior, exterior, it looks cool.
I really like it. Yeah.
So it's a shame that there's one big unit that's not fitting.
The engine is, especially in a performance product, it's a big one.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, exactly. So we're happy to have an AMG V8 returning. It's gonna be pretty cool. Don't know when the CLE is planned. Maybe end of this year. Or
No, it's
next year.
I've been informed it will take some time.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we're not in a hurry. It's gonna be okay. As long as we get a V8, we are happy people.
And I believe it's going to be without hybrid.
Without hybrid.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the CLE.
Maybe just mild hybrid.
Mild
that's
hybrid for sure, but
no plug-in stuff.
No plug-in.
Cool. Okay.
Plugs are just for butts.
No, but that's good, because it's also, these plug-in hybrids sometimes, depending on the car, it makes super much sense. But in a performance car, I'm like, let's keep the weight down, Let's keep it as light as possible, because these cars are already so heavy.
It's the same with the M5 and the S63. They have so much more power than the previous one, but power to weight, they only have like maybe a 2 or 3% gain.
Exactly.
And you don't feel it. And then like, I have
The power
800.
you don't feel, but the weight you do feel.
Yeah, I have 800 horsepower, but it doesn't really feel like 800 horsepower.
Exactly.
That's a shame.
I remember my, again off topic, but my Clio, 180 horsepower. It felt like 180 horsepower. So, and that's what you want. It's a cool number, but if you're like accelerating like we did with C63 at the time, and we're like, is this it? It's kind of a disappointing feeling.
Waiting.
Yeah, like when is the power coming? Like, and you really want to get that push in the seat with such cars, and if you don't have it, it's kind of a disappointing thing.
That's why I think the M3 works so well, because it's so fast.
So fast. And that's the thing at BMW. Honestly, I don't believe that car has like 510 or 20
no.
It's
But it's been known that BMW likes to
underestimate.
maybe let's say underestimate and not the L word.
But
if it
that
works,
feels fast. Huh?
oh, jeez.
When you push it, you're like, okay, this goes fast. This goes really, really fast. So that's what you want.
Okay.
So a good lesson for Mercedes-Benz. And with the return of the AMG V8, we also have the return of a brand new icon, the Audi A6, which was supposed to be killed.
Yes,
but it's back alive. So
yes, so it was going to be the Audi A7. If you don't know, Audi changed their naming strategy, and everything EV would be even numbers, and everything ICE
Yeah.
would be odd numbers. So we already got our first taste of that with the Audi A5 Avant,
Yeah, exactly.
which you'll see very soon on AutoNext as well.
Yeah,
The
correct.
S5. But it's really weird to have A5 and Avant in the same.
It's so
So you-
weird. For me, an A5 is like a convertible sportback or a coupe,
Yeah,
or a
yeah.
coupe, you know, but not
That's-
like an Avant. I'm like, this is weird.
Yeah.
And as a car guy, I don't like when they change suddenly these names. I had the same trouble with BMW.
Yeah, but
when they
it
changed,
worked better.
It worked better, I know, but still, like, I was like, an M4 or 4 Series. I'm like, nah, it's just a 3 Series. Let's keep the 3 Series. And it
and
grew,
with-
and it made sense. So
And with BMW, it was only one model that actually
It was one
had
car.
the biggest change, and
Exactly.
it was the 3 Series.
exactly.
The other
now,
ones,
now it's the entire range, you know, like
Yeah.
complicated.
yeah, because the R6 would be the R7, and yeah.
It's
As we said, Audi has
weird.
backtracked now. The A5 will, for now, stay the A5.
Yeah.
They don't want to acknowledge when it's going to change. Might be for the facelift or maybe for the next model, but
For now,
I think
it's
that's
it's-
the best thing to do is
yeah,
to keep
because
course.
otherwise it's gonna be super messy, I think. So,
Yeah.
but indeed, yeah, the Audi supposedly there was gonna be the A7 is now
A6 now,
A6,
and it looks really good.
and it's a really pretty looking car. Yeah.
No split headlights, which I really like.
Classic design,
Yeah,
classic
classic design.
lines. No screamy stuff on the inside either. It's very calm.
A lot of screeny stuff.
A lot of screens.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's just the way automotive things go now, unfortunately, because
Yeah.
nothing cooler than just an analog counter and stuff. But the screens are pretty cool. Quality is
not
good.
too big of a fan of the screens and of like last week we've driven the S6 e-tron and the Q6 e-tron, and I wasn't like for me how it's always been is Mercedes has the flashiest looking interior.
True.
And Audi has the best quality of interior. And
Yeah.
BMW is in between somewhere.
That's correct. Yeah, I fully agree on that.
With the S6 e-tron, I felt like it was a step down.
Ah, okay.
In terms of
quality.
Yeah, in quality and feel and
Too much plastic around you. Or
with the screen for all the
that's
buttons
messy.
there,
That's messy.
and
That's
there's
messy.
so much piano black, and
Correct.
I don't know.
Okay. But besides that,
It's a
A6
very- yeah.
looks wonderful, and we got a diesel engine.
And a petrol plug-in
and petrol.
hybrids.
So that's stuff to look forward to.
Yeah.
In a world where supposed everything was going to be EV by 2030 or something like that.
Yeah, it's going 5 years.
Yeah, we're still
Yeah.
having our ICE engines, which is so cool.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to driving.
Yeah, it just looks maybe a bit too similar to an A5 design.
Yes, but it's always been a bit like that with Audi.
I know, but now it's this is a really
they pulled it a
complicated
little
one.
bit further
Yeah.
indeed, but
I remember with the previous generation of the CE S-Class, it was also like definitely at night.
Yeah.
I was like, what is this? but now even at daylight, these two they're gonna be really complicated to.
yeah, I only found one is like the grill
The grill is a bit different. huh?
grill separation is different.
Okay, but that's about it. Huh?
Yeah.
For the rest, it's a very
Minor changes.
yeah, but still it's a classic design. I like it,
Yeah.
and that's been a weird thing where you can say that the new model is a better looking car than the previous one, even if previous generations like C7 and C8 were always good looking cars. This one somehow, definitely on the exterior, I'm like, I really do like this one.
I really like it too, but
And
I
I don't have-
I still need to see it in the flesh before I give my final
That's true.
verdict.
Yeah, but
Because I'm a really big fan of the standard C6, C8, sorry.
Yeah, I do understand that, but normally, someone at BMW told me, the press pictures are always taken in such way that it's like more shocking than you would see the car in normal, in real life. So if on press pictures I'm like looking good. I know in real life I'm gonna be definitely looking good. So I think we're safe on this one. I think we're really safe. Let's hope. So yeah, I don't know when it's coming, but probably quite soon.
Quite soon, probably.
So really looking forward to drive it and see it in the real flesh. So yeah, with the coming of the new Audi A6, it's also the death of another car, because because the Nissan GT-R is gone. Unfortunately, you can't order a new car.
Yeah. And can I say it? Yeah. I think it should have been killed earlier.
Honestly, I really don't think so.
Because I'm not saying it's a bad car or anything, but it's been around for 18 years, and
I know, but it still has that magical thing. When you see a GT-R on the street, you're like,
yeah, but
oh my god, it's GT-R.
Yeah, but they haven't really sold too many, so it just felt like it was dragging its heels.
But there's no successor, so I'm kind of sad that there's nothing new coming out from their side, because there's so much competition. Maybe not, but like bring something out to battle with a 911 or.
So they should go back to what they did first with the first ones. Is they were really fast,
and they were cheap,
and they were the benchmark. And they were very cheap because everyone was like,
performance-wise, they were definitely benchmark. I was like always GT-R,
like
GT-R.
458 came out, and they're like, oh, is it faster than a GT-R? The Aventador came out, is it faster than a GT-R?
Exactly.
And you saw all these drag race videos, and then it's faster cars came along, and then it was the faster cars versus the tuned GT-Rs. So
exactly.
the GT-R was always the underdog.
Yeah.
Also because it was cheap, because it was 60,000-70,000 euros new.
Yes, the first ones were even cheaper. I think under 60 maybe. Super cheap.
Crappy interiors, but what do you expect for the money
you got were out of this world.
And
so fast.
Yeah, after the first year they fixed the gearboxes, because the gearboxes they tended to break, and they weren't covered under warranty. Which is another.
There's 20k.
No, but they fixed the gearboxes. The interior got an upgrade, and then prices really started going out of hand, and they were soon they were over 100 V specs or black editions. They were 200.
Like starting at 110 or 20.
Yeah, but black editions they were 200, and I still don't get the price difference. Like how they can be so.
And Nismo fine, because that was really something on top of the top special. But indeed, those spec Vs or black editions. Yeah. No idea why they got so expensive.
And the last one with the facelift, I've never seen a facelift on the road.
I think I saw one.
So I feel but it has earned its place in automotive history, but it's been a bit
And it's like the OG Gran Turismo car.
I know.
I'm gonna miss it. And I'm really curious to see what the values of the used cars will do.
It's like Kimi Räikkönen staying into F1 years after its prime.
But we love to see him there.
We love to see it. Yeah, you love to see it, but maybe it's time.
I always said he was leaving. So
yeah. Me too.
I was happy he was still driving. So
yeah. It's a great car, but Kimi cannot be replaced. The GT-R should have been replaced by a new model, and I'm not sure if one's coming, because Nissan is
not doing
not doing very well. The merger with Honda fell out because Honda wanted more control, and Nissan didn't want to give any control away.
Exactly. Yeah. So I don't think there will be a successor of the GT-R, unfortunately.
Let's hope. But on to hopefully better news.
Depending on how you see it, Maserati is cancelling the MC20 Folgore.
Oh no. Anyway,
let's move on.
but seriously.
Hold on, wait. The Folgore models are really good. They're super good cars, but an electric supercar.
Yeah.
Nobody's waiting for that.
Who is waiting to spend?
But that's
over, because a normal MC20 starts at 240, I think. A cello is 300. So who is going to spend between 280 and 350,000
on an electric supercar?
On an electric supercar.
Exactly. Yeah, nobody, because people who are able to afford these cars, they didn't dream of an electric supercar.
No.
They were dreaming of V8 and V10 and loud cars, and this isn't one of them.
So I think it's a good step for Maserati.
Yeah, because they weren't doing so well the last few years, even with a lot of new models coming out. Somehow they didn't manage to get them to the public, which is kind of a sad thing, because they're pretty cars, huh? MC20, Gran Turismo, Grecale, still good looking cars. But people weren't buying them just because maybe too expensive to start with.
Yeah, well,
kind of expensive. A new Gran Turismo is also 250. Yeah?
I feel like it's also Maserati hasn't shaken the image it had
previously with the Quattroporte.
The 4.7 models.
True, that's true.
And that's maybe why, because even if we go back to just like the previous, the Ghiblis with the V6s, they're really quite, they're really quite reliable.
Yeah, they're good engines, huh?
Yeah.
They're good engines, but just the car isn't holding value.
No, but for some reason they're not holding any value.
So that's a shame thing.
To be honest, like, I've driven a few Ghiblis over the years.
It drives super nice, huh?
They're super nice, and the quality is very well. And I think that they're like they were 10 to 20,000 euros above the German premium option. But I would take it.
Definitely, yeah. You drive something exotic,
because it has these flappy paddles.
It sounds crazy.
It sounds
good.
amazingly good, and also a very cool option they had is you could adjust the pedals as well.
True.
So they really, in some ways, they lacked what the Germans have, the refinement, but they more than made up for it. And the V6s, they were quite reliable.
Yeah, super solid engine, sound-wise.
But everyone keeps saying, oh yes, it's going to break down because it's a Maserati.
No, it's not true.
30 years ago, Maseratis broke down.
Yeah, exactly. And even now today, the cars they bring out now, like MC20 and stuff like that, it's like a really good car. But just people, the brand has that image of indeed being not as reliable as a German, so they still go for it.
I feel like it's more of a management issue than
definitely,
than an engineering issue.
I'm afraid so.
It's a wider issue in the group.
No MC20 Folgore, which means we'll only have for now Gran Turismo Folgore and Grecale Folgore, which are both really good cars.
I haven't driven them. You have?
I drove the Grecale Folgore, which is like your average SUV electric, but honestly, I would take it over an electric Macan.
Oh really? Okay,
yeah,
that's interesting.
because it's like something different. You drive an Italian car.
True. Yeah.
And where you see 20 Porsches, you see one Maserati.
It's true.
I'd like to be the guy who drives a Maserati. And it has still that passion, So that's really nice. And then the Gran Turismo Folgore is really a super solid electric car. It's like if you like a pretty car and you don't maybe want an engine, it might happen, and you really want an electric car, then it might be a good option. And there's nothing else available. Definitely, if you look at the Gran Cabrio Folgore, it's the only GT 4-seater fully electric. Which is really cool.
A GT is for day-to-day or long distances. So you go into the south of France with the car.
I know, yeah. But if the car is already in south of France, then it's nice.
Bring it onto a trailer first with your diesel.
No MC20 electric. So let's keep running with a petrol MC20. I think it's a better idea. And then a really cool thing is the brand new Volkswagen ID. Everyone.
Everyone.
It's gonna be a really cool thing.
It's a cool, catchy name.
It's a cool name, and it's like smaller than an ID2, which was also just concept car.
Yes, because Volkswagen has been teasing us so much
for ages with it, but so it's between ID2 and up. So which sounds like Polo size-wise.
I don't get why they go back to like using e-Polo or
Yeah, make it simple, but yeah, Volkswagen are names. So that's gonna be a pretty cool car. Concept looked really cool.
Can I just say, it should have been brought out now.
Yes,
it
yeah,
shouldn't
that's the
have been a
problem.
concept.
It's only coming out in 2027
At the earliest.
at earliest.
So probably 28.
Yeah, maybe. They're saying it's gonna be like 20K.
Yeah, no.
Starting at 20K, or
They said it's going to be around 20K. So that's
which can
like,
be 29,000.
Yeah, and
still has it too.
I remember when Elon Musk said that the Cybertruck was going to be around X amount of money, and when everything came along, and also with inflation and everything,
Exactly.
yeah, it was way more. So
This is gonna be the same.
yeah, it's like saying the car from in 10 years will cost 20,000 euros. It's not going to happen.
And
So,
that's kind of a shame. But indeed, they should have just brought it out now, and even if it was a little bit more expensive, people would have
bring it out and then try to work out how you can
Exactly.
reduce costs later.
Yeah.
But yeah, just waiting for models to come and they're
Yes.
not coming. Yeah,
Exactly. And people, there's too much competition all around already.
Mhm.
You have Renault 5,
Yeah, they're
which is super cool and
Yeah.
it's not expensive.
And there's the Twingo coming as well.
The
which,
Twingo coming.
They said it's coming quite soon.
Okay.
And because the concept that they brought to the Belgian Auto Show this year,
Yeah.
it was like 90% finished.
Awesome.
So there's only like a few
Awesome.
goofy things that they'll remove, but it's like that's how
Design-wise,
you're going to
it's
be, and it looks super cool.
Awesome. So that's that. Yeah, that's how you should do it. Just
Yeah.
show it, launch it, done, and not wait for another 2 or 3 years, and then the buzz is over. Definitely with a small car like that.
But not the ID buzz.
That's still a cool car. That's still a cool car. I like that one.
Yeah.
I like that one a lot. You see them around a bit. It's quite expensive, but you see them around. So that's pretty cool. Volkswagen ID, everyone. I'm gonna like it. I like it, but yeah, bring it out faster, please. Like now. And then something that happened, like last night, really cool. At Amelia Island, Concours d'Elegance, I think it was, I don't know anymore. A rough CTR Yellowbird was sold
Yeah.
for over 6 million,
Really?
including auction fees,
Oh my god.
but still 6 million for an old 911 is insane. It's crazy.
The roof passionist still be on your roof.
That's okay. It's okay. But no, it's one of the most, honestly, it's one of the most iconic 911s ever.
Yeah.
Everybody knows the
video from
the
Nürburgring.
horrible video from the Nürburgring film with a potato. But it looks so cool where the guy is like drifting and sliding around.
And Gran Turismo, because it was one of the
And it was
Halo
one of
cars
the
on-
coolest cars
yeah.
in Gran Turismo 2. So yeah, it's pretty cool because you don't see them anymore. They're like 28 or 29 ever built, so it's super rare
Yeah.
already. And this
yeah,
one
the one-
already had 1,700 kilometers, so
It's the problem
mint
with,
condition.
with these cars is that they become so valuable, people don't
Drive
dare
them.
to drive them.
No,
Which is a shame.
It's pure investment for a lot of people, which is definitely a shame because a car like that should be driven. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm already happy that the guy who bought it. Let's hope he will take it out on events or just show it to the public. That's already gonna be cool, and that he doesn't tuck it away in a garage where nobody will be able to see it.
True. Yeah.
So, but yeah, Alois Ruff was there too.
Okay. Cool.
For the auction. That was pretty nice to see. Yeah, the guy changed. He did a lot of stuff, so it's nice to see that there's still a passion for these cars.
Yeah, and I do like how they have changed from mostly tuning 911s to making their own cars as well.
Exactly. Yeah, what they do now is completely insane.
Oh, it's crazy,
So
yeah.
cool. Super expensive,
Super expensive.
but yeah, between the Singers and the Gunther.
Like their version of the Dakar is so cool, but it's so expensive.
Yeah. But I'm happy they still do it. Stuff
Yeah.
like that.
True.
Honestly, blessed that they're still crazy people enough to make these things and buy them. So that's really cool. So that was the Yellowbirds, and then another cool thing is that next weekend, F1 is starting again.
F1 is starting. Yes.
Yeah, we've been waiting for it. So we had the WEC a bit starting already last week.
Yeah,
So
last
that's
week.
nice.
Great race. 1,
It
2,
was a-
3 for Ferrari.
Yeah, it's good. But it was a great race.
Yeah.
It was a great race. We saw a lot of action, a lot of crazy stuff.
Especially
going
for Qatar, it was
on.
a great race because, and this is not an unpopular opinion, Qatar sucks.
The track itself.
The track is a MotoGP track and it
Yes.
should be used as a MotoGP track
Exactly.
and nothing else because overtaking abilities are very slim.
Super limited.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it was an exciting race.
Yeah.
It was really cool. So.
But now we're back to Australia.
Yeah, I'm happy this is Australia again because it's such an iconic track to start the season.
Yeah, it's what you grow up with. So
Exactly. Yeah, it's gonna be an early morning, I think, Sunday.
I'm still debating on watching it live or like maybe sleeping in 1 hour later and then blocking off my phone and.
I can't. I need to wake up and just see it live. Because otherwise you have all these pop-up notifications like.
Just put the phone aside and then.
I don't have the patience for that, but you do you. I'll call you.
Okay, so I'll
So-
get up.
But yeah, it will be funny. It will be funny to see Lewis Hamilton in a Ferrari racing suit too.
Yep.
It's gonna be very weird.
Some say this year might be our year.
Is it? I doubt it.
If
but-
it isn't, I'll say it again next year.
Okay. I'll remind you at the end of the season.
No, but it's great to see him go to a team. He seems really happy.
He seems happy.
and-
Yeah, he
and,
seems happy. He
like,
seems excited.
There's the spark has been renewed.
Yeah, I just don't know the synergy between Leclerc and Hamilton. What is gonna?
Oh,
Result
I
in-
think it's going to be great because I don't know if you saw it at the livery reveal event in
No,
the
didn't see
O2
it,
arena.
no.
They were so interested with the livery reveals that they were playing chess on their phone against each other. And apparently they've been playing a lot of chess against each other, like in their free time.
Okay.
So I think that they're
Okay, should be fine then.
should be fine.
Okay, let's see.
It'll only be who's going to come out on top, Leclerc or Hamilton.
Yeah, probably Hamilton at Leclerc at first because he's already used to the car a bit more.
Yeah.
So Hamilton will take some time. But yeah, Hamilton lots more experience, doesn't make silly mistakes that Leclerc might still do.
Yeah.
So it will be interesting.
Although I think Leclerc has really
he's
stepped
really
up his game
last season, huh?
Last season.
Exactly. Yeah, so this season will be a good for them.
Probably
it will be
the
a good season for Ferrari, I think. In general.
Strongest lineup in F1 probably.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So it's gonna be good. And predictions?
Predictions. Yeah, I think they can do it, and Leclerc will be a world champion.
Wow, you've heard that, guys? That's a pretty solid one. I'm still going for Verstappen this year.
I don't know if they can do it with the car. The
That's-
car didn't.
I know. The car is a problem.
The car didn't look too promising in testing.
I'm a bit afraid for it. So
McLaren seems really strong, but yeah,
McLaren seems super
it's
strong.
all testing, so
you don't know.
we'll have to see until the first race.
Yeah. At the end, you really don't.
And also, maybe more technical, but with the flexi wings, they said that we're going to keep the regulations like they are, and it's okay. And then last month they backtracked on it, and they're like, okay, from race 8, I believe, you're going to only be allowed to do half as much flexing.
I heard that because one team was already fully in the development, so it was a super mess. Okay, this is it's gonna be a good season, I think.
It's also FIA election, FIA
True.
president election year, so
True.
it'll be interesting to see if Mohammed bin Sulayem will be re-elected. I hope not.
Probably not. With all the stuff that
Yeah.
was going on, don't think that will happen. And we have Miss Wolf, who is in the running. Apparently,
Rumored. I don't know if it's true, but I
Would be
think she
cool.
would be a really good
Yeah,
candidate.
she has so much knowledge.
Because she has pushed like F1 Academy really well.
Exactly.
Formula E. She's done a really good job. I know people say conflict of interest, but
Yeah, that's one thing to keep in mind. Yeah, Toto is still active, you know.
yeah, but I think it should be fine.
Let's see if she's allowed to run. But when are the elections or?
It's this year. I don't know
Okay,
when
okay,
when
okay, okay.
when the election and how it goes, but I've seen people who earlier supported Ben Salem now are putting pressure on him. So
That's good.
maybe we'll see someone else this year,
Okay.
hopefully.
Hopefully. Yeah, it's good for the sport, I think, just to have new energy and a new wind.
Yeah, if you are looking into being FIA president and you think you can become better than Ben Salem, write it to the FIA at I can be a better FIA president than Ben Salem at FIA.com.
Go for it. Out. Okay, that's for me.
No, but should be a really interesting season, and especially its last season before the new regulations.
Yeah. Yeah, then I'm really somehow.
I'm not really too excited about
Yeah,
the new
that's the thing. Yeah, I'm
regulations.
not really looking forward to that, but yeah, let's see how that's going to. And just not for F1, it's going to be a good season. WEC is going to be awesome too.
Oh, WEC is going to be
WEC is going to be super spectacular. So, and they're already announcing like new teams for the 24 Hours of Le Mans.
Yeah.
It's really good too.
Yeah,
So-
there's going to be 4 Cadillacs.
yeah.
So there's increased chance that they'll hit each other again. If you didn't see last week, the 2 Cadillacs, they essentially got the lead during the safety car, and with the restart they just hit each other. So the 1-2 they were gifted.
They hit each other really hard, huh?
They immediately like
Wasn't it a little kiss?
even before the safety car was back in. They re-gifted it to Ferrari.
Super stupid.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of potential in that race for them.
Oh, there was so much, yeah.
So yeah, indeed, yeah. For Cadillacs, it's gonna be really cool.
Mm.
So yeah, let's see. So that was a bit of the news part
Yeah.
of this first podcast, and then we go over some topics that we just chosen and we love to talk about. So let's go for it. Let's see how far we get, because we're not gonna.
We don't want to bore you.
And we don't want to talk about
from
it
the
for
first
3 hours,
episode.
so let's go for it. So, luxury versus performance. Where should you spend your money comparing high-end GT cars with hardcore performance models?
It depends all a bit on your use case and if you want to be tortured or not.
Okay.
Um,
We're young, so for us it's still pretty okay.
yeah. But essentially, I feel like there's too many cars that focus on being sporty.
Trying to be sporty.
Or trying to be sporty.
Super annoying.
And everything has a sport mode now, and
Sport suspension.
Sport suspension.
Sport trim.
Yeah. Yeah, especially in the BMWs. If you go to the if you pick the M package.
Now you get these stitching everywhere too.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
a
that's
different
another
conversation. But if you select the M package, you get the M suspension.
Yeah.
And if you then don't go for the adaptive suspension, you're essentially stuck with a very hard suspension. Even on your 220i, it's like
shaking everywhere.
Yeah, it's
That's
not.
so cool.
Yeah, very cool.
Feels like sporty.
No,
But
it's what I always say. If you are getting the M optional package with the M suspension, just go for the adaptive suspension.
Always adaptive, yeah.
Because it's and keep it in comfort, because it's it's the best to use it.
But I've really heard about like people who are complaining about new cars just being too hard on the suspension, because it's like, in French would say tape cul, mais genre, it's like really hard, and it's not what you want. Definitely not in a daily drive. If you're, I don't know, if your GT-R S is you're shaking in your GT-R S, fine, that's what you want, because you chose for that thing.
Yeah.
But in, I don't know, a regular X3 or Mini Cooper or you don't want that. And honestly, BMW is really a specialist in that, because
With the run flat tires.
with the run flat tires, and to be honest, the Audi S5 Avant we drove, super comfy. I was like, this thing is too comfy.
Yeah, but then there's maybe.
But even
there is a line somewhere.
yeah, but even a Mini is on the suspension is super hard.
Yeah.
So that's the thing, you know. I understand the go-kart feeling and it's important.
Yeah, but you can have a go-kart feeling with compliant suspension, because I daily drive a Clubman.
Yeah.
and it's not hard at all. But it's yeah.
And you still have the go-kart feeling.
Yeah, and sometimes I go around the corner and I think like I shouldn't be doing it at these speeds.
That's why these tires are always done after 10,000 kilometers.
No, I'm actually still on the original tires. Yeah.
They're slicks now.
No. But they're almost
slicks.
Yeah. No. They're almost ready to be replaced in a safe way. Please always change your tires when they're done, because it's so. Yeah.
It's super important.
Yeah.
Now
especially now on the 1M.
Yeah.
My Pilot Sport 4S's, they're done.
They're for the trash. Yeah.
And like there's zero grip on them. Even in the dry, there's
Searching.
zero grip on them. And yeah,
Well, as long as it's dry, it's no problem. But as
soon as it's
raining,
wet, yeah, it's super dangerous.
then it's like Christmas on the dashboard. So
Yeah.
traction control flashing all
So
the time.
always good to have good tires.
Yeah.
I bought some Bridgestones, some Potenza Sport, so I'm
It's a good
interested
tire,
to see,
apparently.
interested to see the difference.
Apparently, it's a good tire.
We'll let you know.
But that's the thing, yeah. Just with luxury and performance, and they often want to try to combine it, and that doesn't work out.
No, you should focus on
One thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because
And-
I don't know. For example, I have an example. It might be silly, but like I drove the Urus SS, the normal one
Yeah.
with the air suspension,
Mhm.
and I drove the Urus Performante, like
Yeah.
the more track-oriented
Yeah.
Urus, because you're going.
Let's go on track with our 2.5 ton SUV.
It seems like a perfect. I have ceramic brakes, so that would be nice.
Oh yeah.
We're definitely gonna stop in the wall. But the Urus S air suspension, super comfy. Honestly, extremely cool daily driver if you have the money to pay 300,000 or 400,000 euros for a
I
daily
have a
driver.
different opinion about it, but it's maybe for another conversation.
And the Urus Urus Performante is like just normal suspension with a lot of carbon fiber. It looks super cool, but it's a horrible thing to drive. It's not comfortable at all, and it's the kind of car you drive as a daily, and then you're like, what did I spend my 400,000 euros on?
Such an expensive car.
It's super expensive, and I'm like, yeah, it's not ideal. And for example, some brands manage to do it super nice. For example, we have a McLaren 720S here with us,
Yeah.
which is performance-wise out of this world. It's bloody fast.
If you haven't seen our review,
Yeah, the thing is, it's scary fast.
nuts. Yeah.
Yeah, it's scary
Good,
fast.
scary, but
Good scary, yeah, good scary.
but scary fast.
And it's incredibly comfortable.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it can't be that difficult. Maybe it's because they're from Britain and the roads in Britain are not
Yeah, they're
not the
very bad.
best. So
Worse
that
than
might
Belgium,
help.
one might say.
It's close, huh?
Yeah.
They're worth each other.
Oh yeah, close.
But that's the thing with
Worse than Flemish roads.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I had to think about it. But yeah. So yeah, at McLaren they managed to do it. They managed to make an extremely powerful car that's performs super well on track too, and that is super chill as a daily commute if you want to use it.
Yeah.
So it's possible. Just that some brands just mess it up, and the other ones manage to do it right. It's kind of a shame. A shame.
Yeah,
I think that,
some
that
cars.
everybody wants to put everything inside one thing. You know?
Yeah,
It's not
and
working.
that's what I was going to say. Like, you can't have a car that does everything right.
Alpina.
No. Can your Alpina tow 2.5 tons?
No.
See.
Okay.
So see, there's truly a car for every
everything.
purpose.
I agree.
And
I agree.
you can't have it all in one car. It's nice to have a lot in one car, but there's always going to be compromise.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's
And-
better to focus on what your car is really good at than to like deteriorate what it's really good at just to have
An extra-
sporty feeling
Yeah, we don't care. And at the end of the day, you just want a comfortable car.
especially for daily
For
drive.
daily drive, you just want something comfy. You just get in. It's smooth on the road. So please focus more on comfort and not on.
Yeah, imagine an S63 with a comfortable suspension and that much power.
That would be pretty cool. Well, previous generations were pretty good.
Yeah.
But just again with
This,
all
this one just feels a bit.
Yeah, they always try to push it like, maybe we should try it a little bit stiffer. And also because cars become more heavier, it's also.
And also something which I really dislike is bigger wheels,
Mm.
especially on a daily driver. I bought the bigger wheels, and then it rides so hard. What did you expect?
Yeah, and
Surprised Pikachu.
it's crazy how big wheels. I remember the time when I bought I think the time when I bought the Alpina was like 20-inch wheels. Like, oh my god, 20-inch wheels! I've never seen those big ass wheels in my life. And now on every silly car you have like 22, 23 optional wheels. I'm like,
Yeah, I saw on
So
the new
weird.
Escalade,
yeah,
you have optional 24-inch wheels.
it's crazy. I'm like, but why? You buy such a big
America.
car. Yeah, but you buy such a big car because it's comfortable and it's easy to ride. You can go on a vacation with your kids and stuff. And you're like, oh, let's put this mega wheels on it so it looks super cool and it rides super uncomfortably. Weird. I don't understand, honestly. So let's go for comfortable cars.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you will appreciate them more.
And to be honest, just in a sporty car, body roll is nice.
Doesn't bother me.
Because the 1M rolls a bit.
Doesn't bother me.
It bothered me in the standard seats a bit.
Yeah,
Because,
but if you have
because
good-
standard seats, you're going about from left to right, and if you're driving, you can hold on to the steering wheel, but if you're sitting in the side, it's less.
It's super, yeah.
But with the pole positions,
It's
now,
pretty awesome.
yeah.
True. All right, so next topic.
Yeah.
Next topic. Let me see. Behind the wheel, track versus road, where do supercars truly belong?
A difficult one. Because,
On B roads.
yeah, essentially I think or they would be mostly enjoyed on the road, but some have become so capable that they're too fast for public roads.
That's the thing, yeah.
But then no one is taking it on the
Well-
track, or if you're taking it on the track, it's always like, this could turn into a very expensive day.
Exactly. But for example, let me be honest, I love the new GT-R S because it's a super cool car, but on the road, you can't do anything without it. Every little rock or whatever is like,
Yeah. Yeah, because
super annoying.
essentially,
It's super hard. You're jumping inside the car all the time.
I spoke to a Porsche driving instructor last year when I did the ICE experience, and
Yeah.
I was like, I don't get the point of the GT3 RS because you're spending this much money for a car, and it's almost as much as a GT3 Cup car,
Yes, yeah.
which is probably faster. And he's like, no, it's like equally fast, and it's nicer to drive on track.
Okay.
I was like, oh, really? And he says, and then if you're further considering with the GT3 you have the slicks that cost a lot more money, and
Slicks are expensive, yeah.
and the servicing cost on the engines is super expensive apparently on everything once it goes Porsche racing.
Yeah, it's a different kind of price tag.
Yeah, it goes out the roof.
And I heard, when was it? I think a week ago, the running cost of a different car, but Huracan Super Trofeo Evo 2,
Yeah.
it's like 250 euros per kilometer. I was like,
Okay.
huh? So imagine a few laps around Spa. It's gonna be a costly day.
Yeah.
Yeah, the average is 30,000 euros, something like that.
But
So
they're cool cars.
they're
So
really
if
cool
you have
cars.
the money, buy them.
Do
but,
it. Yeah, do it. Yeah, do
But
it.
it's expensive, yeah.
So yeah, that's the problem because the supercars of today they've become so good. If you just look again at the 720S, the car is blistering fast, and on the racetrack you destroy everything. So which is pretty cool, but again it's 300,000 euros to drive on a racetrack,
Uninsured.
uninsured probably, because insurance on track is like out of this world expensive. And it's funny because one guy once told me like, or you insure it on track,
Yeah.
which is super expensive, or you have enough money if you crash it to go to the dealership and buy another one the next day. So I'm like, then you need to own a lot of money before you're at ease driving a car like that on track, because when you go on track, I think if you go on track is that you're able to push it to the limits, but with that in your mind, you won't be able to push it to the limits. You'll be driving at 70-80% of the time, and like you won't be able to enjoy it that much either, I think.
Well, it all depends on how much you enjoy pushing the car. I think a lot of people can really enjoy a car just driving at 20% of its capabilities as well.
But then it's more fun on a public road.
Yeah, true.
Because then you have the sightseeing and everything going around you. Then it's fun. And then
I agree.
Then the supercar can really just be enjoyed at 20% of the time, but you have the entire scenery just around you, and then it's fun.
Yep.
Then it's fun.
True.
So, and the more analog the car is, the more fun it is.
Also true. Yeah.
So the less driving aids, the manual gearbox, stuff like
Hydraulic steering.
hydraulic steering. Then the experience like multiply by 10, I think.
Yeah, that's why the McLaren is still so good, because they're still using hydraulic steering.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And you can Enjoy it, definitely the Spider with the roof open, but at lower speeds and just enjoy everything going around you.
Yeah.
So
Soak in the different
it's
sights
a
and
good car.
smells.
yeah. 720 is a good car, I think. It's probably one of the best supercars you can buy today for that price.
Yeah. Not much that comes close.
No,
Maybe 675 L2.
yeah, but you're still in a McLaren range.
Yeah, true. Essentially, or I was gonna say F12, but F12 is not convertible.
No, exactly.
But
We like convertibles.
It always comes back to F12.
Somehow,
So
yeah.
it's like benchmark. It's the greatest V12 modern Ferrari V12 out there to me.
Probably. Yeah, indeed, yeah. But that's for another. That's another story. The love story of Beau and his F12.
Okay.
We have one last topic before we round up. It's about car culture and enthusiast life. So are car shows and events still worth it?
I think definitely. And it's when you think car shows, you think Festival of Speed.
Yeah, the big shows.
The Ice San Moritz, which if you haven't been to the Ice San Moritz,
I've never been.
you should. It's
been.
so cool because a lot of Concours d'Elegance is very cool. It's also nice to see, but on the ice, it's a frozen lake, so it's already a great setting, and they drive these cars.
Flat to the limit.
Yeah, because there was Tom Christensen.
I drove that old Audi
Group 8. Yeah.
I saw pictures.
Not last year because it was cancelled. 2 years ago, he drove the Auto Union with the V16, like with the double stacked tires, and he was going flat out. He spun 2 times as well, and you could see he was having a great time. But just seeing those cars being used on ice, it's
next level.
Yeah, and San Moritz is a great place to be. Super expensive place to be.
Yeah,
like
I heard that it's next level expensive too.
Yeah, I was debating on going and I saw an Airbnb and it was like 3,000 euros for a night. for 4 people, I was like, nah,
that's a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Okay, but car shows, depending. The big ones I do like, and in my younger years I did a lot of smaller events which were really cool. But somehow they don't exist anymore, but because stuff went wrong. And that's the thing now, definitely with social media, there's so much wrong content being shared or being communicated with each other that might destroy that small or cute little event.
I think we still need these smaller events as well.
Yeah, but I do agree, because that's how I got into this big game. It's like by starting with the small meetings and rallies, and then you go bigger and bigger and bigger, and you want to see more and you want to discover new stuff and meet new people. So these I have one I think in 2 weeks with C63s in Belgium. Yeah. Oh,
okay, cool.
We're like 20 C63s going from a pre-facelift to a 507. So really cool.
Oh, really?
That's a cool car.
Only W204s.
Only W.
Cool.
Yeah, that's really
if you
nice.
don't know, that's the one with the 6.2.
It's the one you need. And so that's really nice that you get around around the same car, the same passion. But yeah, you don't want, and all these people know each other. I don't know them because I'm new to the little club, but all the other people know each other. Like, let's keep it private. Let's not, because the place where we are going is only going to be shared like a few days before.
Okay. Yeah.
That's like really like no strangers, because that's the people who often or who might mess up the event.
Oh yeah.
And that's kind of a problem, yeah. I
Yeah,
think.
sometimes it's a problem, but I have a similar thing. It's a yearly 1M meet.
Yeah,
It's and
that's cool.
it happens at the Nürburgring, and last year there were 96 cars. So this year they're trying to go for 100.
Cool.
And it's a very cool thing, and everyone is super chill. It's very well organized because it's inside at the Ring Boulevard. So
Okay.
you essentially drive in. So if it's raining, it doesn't really matter as well. You're
Everybody's
indoor,
inside. And
everybody's inside, and you would think, yeah, well, it's all the same car, but you meet so many different people with different stories, how they got the car, what they did to a car. You see one, they retrofitted M4 brakes on it. You see ones who they even did soft close that you're like, wow, why?
That's cool.
But it's really
the
cool to see the
personalization
passion
exactly.
from other people about a different, or even a different car as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something really cool, I think, with the car community, that somehow everybody finds a way in it. Like, it doesn't matter what you're driving. Okay, first, it brings people together if you drive the same machinery, so that's nice. But if you don't, it doesn't really matter. If you drive a Clio 1 Williams or a McLaren 750S or whatever, you're there for the car passion. And that's something that's really unique, I think, about this community. It doesn't exist anywhere else in the world, I think.
No, with music, it's
With music or with art, you like, you like this kind
us
of
versus
artist.
them. Yeah.
Exactly. I really like this kind of style, this kind of taste. Or it's so, everybody in his niche.
Yeah.
And here we can say, no, it's just about the car passion in general.
I like things that go vroom.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't matter unless your wheels are like that under the car. Then we don't like you probably. But besides that, it doesn't matter if it's a 20-year-old car or a 50-year-old car or a pre-war car. The amount of horsepower is just about the amount of passion that you have just for.
Yeah. For yeah.
I remember I used to drive. I used to own a Clio 2 Sport 172. Which was
it was such a cool car.
It was such a cool car, and everywhere I went with it in France.
Yeah.
Everyone was like,
Thumbs
mega
up,
cool,
yeah.
mega cool. And even with the Alpina or the C63, it's like really low key. People don't look at it. They're just like, what is that sound? It's like noisy. But with the Alpina, there's so much people who are like just triggered by the fact, is that an Alpina? Is it the real one? Can I see it? It's so nice that there's people recognizing the car and just being curious about it and asking for the story. And definitely the older the cars, the more the story is curious or more entertaining. And that's really special about, I think, automotive events and stuff like that. So I do hope they will remain.
We need car shows.
We need car shows, yeah.
Big and small.
Big and small. I completely agree. But yeah, the bigger ones are, I won't say disappearing, but in general, motor shows are a dying breed, because in Europe you don't have any of them.
It has been that way for a while, but we saw the reintroduction of the Belgian Auto Show.
Yeah, Brussels Motor Show is back again.
Yeah.
But that's the only one in Europe. Like a classic motor show. Geneva is dead, Frankfurt is dead.
Yeah, but we still,
Paris, 50-50.
if you want, you still have Retromobile, which is really big.
But those are not about new cars. So
No, but it's still
Retromobile is big.
It's still about cars.
Yeah, that's true.
So
True.
And also the Essen Motor Show, if you're into tuning and that sort of stuff, it's really big and
But now it's more, you see it more like niche events, like the Good Festival Speed, like Concours d'Eleganza, like how is it called in France? The
Petrotto?
Petrotto is a big one. The Chantilly one is also a big one.
Chantilly. But that's not. I think that's only once every 2 years.
Yeah, exactly. But that's a pretty. It's pure the ice, for example.
Yeah,
that
the
you're
ice.
talking about. It's more these kind of events that you see that are growing.
But it's also because it's they are already quite big, and you see them on social media, and everyone's like, oh.
Yeah, on social media it looks super spectacular too. If you see a Pagani of a few millions going sideways, I'm like, cool event you have there. So yeah, let's hope there will be more shows and events in the future coming up.
Should be.
Would be nice.
Should be cool.
Would be nice.
I'm going to the Festival of Speed for the first time this year.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I did it twice, but a long time ago. It's like the Tomorrowland for car lovers. It's insane. It's like
I'm going to the full 4 days.
at the full I think I did max 3 days, and the British are so funny. They're so cool. They're like, just chill and share stories, and you won't get bored for a minute. There's so much going on, and you can get so close to drivers and cars and manufacturers.
Yeah, essentially.
That's absolutely. I hope it stays dry, because if it rains, it's like the camping is a pure mud around. But besides that,
should maybe take the winter tires on the one series.
But besides that, the event is
extension.
absolutely incredible, and the stuff they show you, it's spectacular. And there's more drift and sideways action too, so that's cool.
Looking forward to it.
That's gonna be cool. Yeah, that's gonna be cool.
Well, I think we're going to wrap up for today. Should be very good. So thank you for listening to us. Hope you endured us as well.
Let's hope.
If you have any comments about anything grumpy related, feel free to let us know. Or if you have any topics you want us to discuss, let us know as well.
Feel free to share.
Like, subscribe, and we hope to see you in the next one.
All right. Thank you.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye. Cheers.